He's made documentaries. He's a cultural activist, I would say, where you use art and culture to counter certain political situations. You could see the lineage in the film we saw. You can see that has also somehow got passed on a little bit. Matro bacche dikhaya tha इनको.
हाँ
So, and specifically when we've invited him here today, and you can chat about him about whatever. He's done a lot of work in Kashmir, in Manipur, across India. He's done over, I don't know, 150 plays in like all kinds of languages in India. He's just written a book, which is his memoir, which is very interesting, where it's about this young Kashmiri person's response to what was happening in India. So it's like a history of India and the history of an artist that's sort of responding to what's happening in the country. We've also worked together. We made a bunch of films together. I made a film on his work in Kashmir also. So there's a lot of work that he's done, but specifically today, we invited him here because in India there was a very important movement in the 70s
yeah, 70s.
which is obviously retrospectively called Indian New Wave Cinema. That is where there were these crazy filmmakers trying to create a language of Indian cinema. First of all, they were treating cinema as a separate art form, divorced from whatever, because the history of cinema is that it borrows from theatre.
I'll first make it an interactive kind of a session where you will ask me some questions and we'll let us see where we lead and where it goes. Now, start asking questions because wherever you go in your profession, if you don't ask questions, you're going to be like what we call bricks in the wall. You'll not be pillars or the beams. So if you have to become pillars and the beams of your profession, you must ask questions to yourself, to the times you are in. So not hesitate to ask any question.
A work that you're most proud of.
You have to ask me a question, everybody.
A work that you're most proud of. Most proud of.
What work are you the most proud of?
When I work with the subaltern, you understand subaltern? Subaltern artists, subaltern people. Subalterns are the people who live at the fringes of our society as such, who we think are uneducated, who we think are unsophisticated, who we think they are not knowledgeable, they don't have experience. I have worked with them. Some of them have become my gurus. Their knowledge, wisdom, how they tackle a situation the moment it arises on them, and how they survive the most difficult lives they live in hand to mouth. Sometimes they have manual labor they have to do. But when they are economically poor, yes, but culturally they are the richest. Believe me, they are the richest people. And for me, from culture, that is my, what you call a backyard, or call my fixed deposit, where I can always go and experiment with them, literally experiment with them. They think in abstraction. They don't have a language like you and I can talk and write, but they have such experiences that you can keep on writing books. You can keep on writing books and make theories out of it. But for them it is living. For them it is ordinary. It's day to day. That kind. I'm proud of working with them. I work with them in UP, in Punjab, Kashmir, a big way during terrorism, which is still on. I still go work there. I worked in Manipur. I worked in all kinds of places. Because you see, it's very easy for me to work in a situation like this. Or work in the National School of Drama Film Institute. It's easy. You tell this is this, and then They know you can do it. But can I experiment with them? Can I break their walls? Can I tell them, burn your fingers a bit for an adventure? Try, and you will see some different truths, which is not in the books, which is not written anywhere. But it will be a, biggest take from these people if you work with them. So what filmmakers that he's talked about were the bunch of crazy Indians from various languages, from Kerala, from Bengal, from Delhi, from Bombay, Hindi, and Karnataka, little bit of Maharashtra, little bit of Gujarat, who said we will change Indian cinema to make it an art form. It does not remain a storytelling form only, which has limited it for 90, 100 years. Indian cinema is there. And they just always have story, hero, heroine. They're still chasing those trees, now on motorcycles, and singing those songs and changing their costumes and frame costumes, which are sponsored by Manish Malhotras and everybody. And it is a commerce. And now I call it, it's like a big, nice mall. And you walk into it, you see styles, it's bright, it's nice, you think life is great. And I think, I see sometimes people going to these malls, and I call them contemporary Mughal gardens. Because you can go quietly, nobody disturbs you. You can have a coffee, 2 hours, 3 hours, boy and girl, they can keep on, nobody says, hey, kya kar raha hai yahan?" So but that's not real. You come out of that gate, the reality is there. And that is a different story. They are the three-wheelers, नहीं मैंने जाऊँगा, मैं इतने पैसे लूँगा, so you say, अरे क्या कर रहा है? Then you grapple with the realities of the truth. So yes, I have been very, very lucky also. It needs little courage. It really needs little courage. It needs to be confident, not to know. You can be shot dead, so what? That is possibility. You can be beaten up. You can be maybe picked up, put in the prison for some days. But you are growing up. You are growing horizontally. Try to understand this vertical growth is a disaster growth. We need horizontal growth, and that we don't have. There is no planning. You from here to Noida, I came, and they made great roads, but they have not used their brains. 5 roads come into one little corner, and there's a big, big jam. It took me 15 minutes to cross that jam. So then you realize, even the taxi wala says, ये बनाते कैसे हैं सड़कें? सोचते नहीं कि ये बढ़ी जाएगी, कि 10 साल के बाद क्या होगा, 20 साल के बाद क्या होगा. So that is where they are thinking vertically, they are not thinking horizontally. Do you understand what I mean? Horizontal growth is a depth, is future. It's looking at the infinity. So that is okay. Next question.
What got you into cinema?
Huh?
What got you into cinema? What
Got me into cinema? I was caught. I'll tell you the story. I finished my national school of drama training, and I was in the hostel still. And Nasiruddin Shah was my junior. He said, यार कोई बाहर आया तुझसे मिलने. मैंने कहा था ठीक है भाई. ओए कोई फिल्म बनाना चाहते हो? I thought you joking. आप पागल हो गए फिल्म बनाने. अरे 2 लोग आए हैं. So I went out, and there were 2 people. He said, MK Raina. My name is Avtar Kaul, Ramesh Bakshi. I'm a writer, I'm a filmmaker. Could we talk? So we went to Bengali market, had tea. While having tea, still they didn't find comfortable to talk to me. I said, तुम दारू पीते हो? I said, हाँ कभी कभी पीता हूँ. Get out. We got a taxi, we had to write a song, and we started talking. I mean, what they have done, what I have done, what I know about theatre, what I know about Chekhov, these playwrights and great writers. And they gave me a book. That was 18 Suraj Ke Podhe novel, which is about a young boy in a lower middle class household, and where everything is decided by the father. It's like a railway track he's put on, and that is a metaphor in the film also. Signal, green signal, then on he can move. Red signal, he can't move. So he's made to move on signals. And his my life gets really mucked up in that. That in Bombay, it is a flashback form. He takes a train to run away from Bombay to Banaras, a sacred city. And he's crossing every time a bridge. Sound has been used very beautifully in that. The moment sound changes to a bridge, he wakes up and says, is there another bridge? and he's bridging his life's incidents with it, and they go back and forth, back and forth. So that was, I was caught. And when I was caught in that, 2 3 people become your friends. And another friend is making a film. His name is Wani called. He said, hey, I want to make a film. You have to come and work with me. So there was no money. It was, you could don't dare ask, hey, paise kitne dega? You're making a film and you film. Yeah, it's a good project. His idea is great. We have to support it. And I did film with him on another great poet called Mukti Bodh, who is one of Hindi's most contemporary writer, poet. Then came his friend Kumar. I'm making. So I became part of this whole crazy nut gang. And then Bengali director comes, hey, hi, you have to make a film, right? You have to come. As Manal Singh, I worked with Manal Singh. Similarly, I did a film with Buddha Das Gupta. These are, mind you, the people I'm naming you, I'm not name drop, who changed the face of India's cinema. Cinema, not film. It's a science and art form together. And they gave recognition internationally to Indian cinema. They started winning awards all over the world film. You have Mascot Festival, Mannheim, Karlovy, Venice, Berlin, everywhere. And they started being recognized and getting onto the juries. And Mani Kaul is one filmmaker, a great filmmaker. He passed away. Kumar Shani recently passed away. Avatar Kaul could only make one film after that. He had an accident, he passed away. Then you have Buddha Das Gupta from Manal Sen. And then Girish Kasarwali. Then what happened? Regional cinemas of each area started doing new wave. It was Bengal doing 5 10 directors there, 5 7 directors in Hindi. Kerala has its own directors. In Karnataka, in Maharashtra. And you started getting a parallel cinema, they called it. Then it became the new wave, which was that cream of directors who don't think commercially, they think it as an art form. What does that mean? That you should understand. The way painting is a new art form. This is not for making only stories and chase. It is an art form yet has never been used, because inspiration for this came from French parallel cinema. French started doing it first. So you have great filmmakers there. Some of them went and assisted them there, like Bresson, Godard, and all these people. And then we started our own way of making films. And each filmmaker had his own signature, like you all designers have your style. You can immediately say, this is Ravi Shankar playing sitar, is Nikhil Banerjee playing sitar. What does that mean? Each one has his own style of playing the same instrument. But if you are connoisseur, you can, Ravi Shankar is playing it. Because he plucks a different way, the same string. And Vilayat Khan will pluck it differently. So that is where, even if you are using the same media, you still have your own signature, your own style of making. And not only that, giving it a form. You see, basically art is form. Art is not story. Tragedy with us is that we think it is a कहानी नहीं है. अरे कैसे कहानी बनाई थी तुमने? कहानी है मगर कहानी नहीं है. The brain, our brain has been sort of, let us say, made to think, or it has been, what do you call it?
Conditioned.
Conditioned to think chronologically, which is going anti-nature, anti-mind. You are never thinking in a chronological order. You are thinking about me, and you are also thinking simultaneously. Some of you will be thinking something else also, because it doesn't work that way. So to bring that reality, which is a hidden reality, which is a sub-reality, which is here, it is submerged, you can back and watch it. So actor is just one part of it. Camera movement. Science works there because it is a science also. It's physics, it's chemistry, it's lights, it is painting, it is music. Also film, and when we study film, we take a film. You should do it and exercise yourself. Take any film, you watch it first, so you know the film. And watch it again, you'll find something else in it. Watch it again. Now all suspense is gone. Now you're watching how the film is being made. What we do, we start counting shots. Pan. Oh, is it close up? Is a track shot? Is a crane up? Is a track, he's on the car. Then you ask the little question, why is he doing this? Then if you're more conscious of the visual language, you see lenses have changed. Wide angle, close-ups, lenses play, that's again like physics, better physics. And those lenses, that science, that light, that creates an emotional impact, creates a psychological impact on the viewer. And that is what these films will do. And otherwise, if you ask me, the Bombay film industry is what? It is on the same stage where we had, since उसमें अपना in NCC we used to parade with Kadam Tal on the spot you march it. They're doing that for 70 years. They're not broken any form. And that another thing that is you need kids to understand, why is it that our film industry is not breaking the boundaries? You must be reading newspapers or reading this third page of the newspapers that our actors are in Cannes Film Festival. Cannes is a big Mughal garden now. But you know where they go? Not on the main. They're never on the main red carpet. It is somewhere Delhi mein festival. Vigyan Bhavan is the place where the big cinema will, great competition section will be there, and celebrated directors whose films have been selected to be viewed at competition. Indian film is never accepting 1936. Nichanagar film was made by none other than Chetan Anand, Devanand's elder brother, which got the Golden Palm. After that, till date, we have not even qualified to enter, to be on that panel there. We never qualified. But what do we? L'Oreal and all these fashion people sponsor these actors with nice cup, and they have to take pictures there. And this red carpet is in Gurgaon, not in Delhi, indeed. But here the press, they move it like that. They sort of advertise it like that. The sad part is that despite the fact we're the biggest film industry in the world, what a big deal, nobody knows us. Nobody knows, except in this cream of filmmakers. You see, yeah, our films are known in Arab world, Central Asia. If you go there, they will sort of, they see these films, it's entertainment. So the one part is entertainment and the other part is the thinking cinema, where you're thinking the youth as a form, as an art form, in which where you don't only see visuals. When I told you, see, 10 times you'll watch the film and you start reading a film now. But last time you run the film, not have the visual, listen to the soundtrack. As an exercise, soundtrack is also telling you the narrative. And you'll see the experiments they do in sound also. It's not like in Hindi film, you'll see if there is water running and mountains span takes place and Santur starts playing always. Wow. It's not like that. It becomes, we call it a counterpoint. Sound also helps in the image making. The image that's being made, and it helps. You can even make the connection, you can make many connections, million connections possible. It's not only concretizing the image. You can knock a sound, it should give you another perspective. And the memory starts playing with it. Oh, this film like that. Like there's a film of Tirupati Ghatak. He had made something, this mother is cooking and there's this problem with the daughter. There's a tension. And the sound you hear only rice boiling. It's on the sound, not in the visual. Or there is this Megida Katara, that is another film where the girl has seen her boyfriend, a dream boyfriend, with another woman, and she's coming down the steps. And you hear only whip. You only hear that. So there's another area of filmmaking is the sound. Now there are sound designing is done by sound. It has gone on a deeper heights now. So question number 3.
What is your what was your favorite part of filmmaking? Like what one thing you enjoy the most?
Me directing it. To be honest, directing it. I mean, it's always because that time acting is just little part. Yeah, there's nothing big deal. You're conceiving an idea through sound, image, location, cameraman, and if you have a cameraman who's a little difficult with you, is not convinced with you, says, no, I don't think I should take this shot, then what do you do? How do you convince him? This is the direction. Yeah, here is somebody.
Who are some people in the industry you really look up to or who inspire you? Who are some people in the industry you really look up to or be inspired?
Oh, you're the inspiring people. See, I don't look at commercial cinema. I don't think I've seen a film in ages. I have not seen it. Well, I acted in some of them. And I must tell you, I have never seen the film I've acted in. So honestly, I never see those films that they ask me. They are also friends. They are करना है तो करेंगे, but I never see it. But there is you should actually know this. The great work. There's a cameraman who is no more now called Subroto Mitra. India hardly knows him, except in the filmmakers know him. I had a privilege of working with him in a film called New Delhi Times. And he hardly shot after because I said, Dada, why don't you shoot films so everybody so worships him? He said, because they want pretty pictures. So anybody can take those. They don't do cinema. So cinema was for you. Now I tell you what was this man or he made, have you heard of name of Satyajit Ray? His Apu trilogy, he is the cameraman. And he was a still photographer. First time he takes a movie camera and makes those films. And when we were making, he was shooting in this film city in Bombay, and he had lit a scene, a corridor scene. There's a track shot in the corridor. One man is running. He put these neon bulbs only. That's all. 14 shootings stopped in that huge place called Film City. All directors and cameramen came to watch him shoot Dada. He's a legend, you know. Dada. So we were all shocked. Kya ho raha hai, yaar? Because we never knew this much worship. And in the evening, we were going together. We lived in the same apartment. I said, Dada, today I'm treating you for a chicken. He said, why? What happened? I said, you just, what to honor. They all came to watch you shoot. You know what he said? Sab marega. I said, Kyun? He said, because they don't know what exercise I have done before, just only putting these tube lights. He used to do his calculations, literally calculations. His notebooks are like, they are somewhere. Na? How he will develop them in the dark room where film is developed. And he will take tests first on that exposure. What lens he will use. He said, इनको पता ही नहीं मैंने क्या किया, तो they will try it and they will die. One cameraman whose work is very important. And he's another incident which he told me. He was never given a Padma Shri or anything. So this cameraman who's got international recognition for us. So I asked him, this is not good. The junior, he said, no, it's all right. What big deal? I said, no. He said, I tell you, what is a good award for me? He had gone to International Film Festival in Sweden. He had a Bagali, kurta pajama and chota Shantiniketan bag in his hand. And he was reached early to the opening of the film. And there were 2-3 people more, and nobody else was there. And naturally, what do you do? Hello. So that gentleman came to me and said, hello, where are you from? I said, I'm from India. Well, I've not seen much Indian cinema, but I've seen Apu trilogy. And he said, I shot it. You know what that man did? He caught hold of his throat and shook him, I want to kill you. He said, we don't, I never knew it is you who shot. He said, Who was this man? Was the world's famous filmmaker called Bergman, his cameraman. So that is the award. A great cameraman gives you a compliment like that. That is the award.
And Bergman is one of the great like international film presenters.
He discovered this bounce lighting. You bounce lighting now. It was never done before. For one film called for the James Ivory. And he's an experimental guy. He'll do something. And he will not shoot either unless until he's convinced I should do this film. Otherwise he will not touch it. There was another cameraman, unfortunately he also died, called KK Mahajan. I'm sure there'll be many, but KK Mahajan. Young boy comes out of film shoot, does his first film called Uski Roti. We're showing you some bit of that. And first President's Award. Second year there's another film, second President's Award. Third film, another President's Award. So, and he was one of the, it was a toy for him, Cameron. Then there's another person called AKB. I'm talking technical. Because film cannot be made by only directors. Unless until he has a great team of art directors, cameramen, editors, sound recordists, sound designers. He cannot do it. It's not possible for him. So technicians are very important. Who are leading, helping you to make that film, realizing that film. And there are many others. I was inspired. Sometimes even what is his name? Wasipur director. He sometimes does a wonderful work. He does a wonderful work in the mainstream. Sometimes they do it. But parallel cinema was a story which sort of by 85, 89 it packed up because they were facing financial problems. Nobody will give them money to make. But government did something very wonderful for them. They created a film finance corporation where young directors will go, give their script, it is approved, and they use the finance, but very little finance, shoestring finances. But the films that they made were amazing films, and you can't imagine making a film of 3.5 lakh, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, and making an international quality film, getting international awards. That was the thing. So money does not always become the criteria for making good art. Any question else? Yes.
What is a film that stuck with you? Something that you resonated with? A film that stuck with you? Something that you resonated with or...
No, I don't think like that. See, I tell you honestly, failures are also very good. So I don't see myself, oh, this made success. Horizontal is a very nice. If I ask me, I'm a long jogger. I'm not in the fast lane. I'm not worried about fast lane. I'm not concerned about fast. I can take rest, jog again, have pani, chai piyunga, फिर jog karunga, like that. So nothing is stuck. At least,
No, I meant anyone's film. Not just yours, anyone's film.
A film that stayed with you, like that you would say maybe recommended.
yeah, I'll tell you. There's a filmmaker called Yancho. He makes film in very few shots. But mesmo, long shots, 8-minute, 10-minute shots, 20 shots, film is done. If you can, he has stayed with me because I always look at how he moves, what does he do? And then I came to know when he has to take a shot, one army unit moves here, another goes there, tanks go from here, one chicken will come, follow, everything caught in, but he will work 6 days for that shot. On the 7th day, he will take that shot. That has stayed with me. I did a film which was interesting by a young director. She came from Ukraine to India to study cinema at Blue, what's it called? This film shoot at Bombay.
Yeah.
Huh?
FTA.
No. That's Whistling Woods. She came as a girl from there and she wanted to do a film. I get a call one day Mr. Raina, I have a script, I want you to act in it. And I said, oh, send me the script. Script came. I like the script. But script had a, for me, what excited me and was interesting for me, why I did this film was, there's a house, and there are 3 stories about the house. First, it was a school, children's school. One story. After a few years, it became a brothel. And after that, an old couple is living there. And 3 stories is one film, and each story is one shot of 35 minutes. And she had no money. She says, I can't pay you. I said, I'll do it. Because for me, it was exciting. With 35 minutes cameraman, and it was from the road coming into corridor, coming first ground floor, going the steps up, going into the second floor, finally into the bedroom. It was a tough shoot, very tough shoot, but it was so funny. We did a couple of rehearsals, and after that, and the final day, we said, okay, we shoot now. We shot. Okay, we got a shot. But all of us felt, yeah. What was it? She asked, Mr. Anna, what do you think? What was it? I said, because my fellow actors forgot one line, and I could see on her face, and she has diffused. She's worried about that. We can take one more. But we took rest for 3 hours, and then they took another shot, and that was perfect shot. She liked it. And after that, she started crying. So, क्या हो गया दाई? He said, film में tension गया मेरा. So, and she won just 22 awards internationally for that film. तो ऐसा है, उसमें मज़ा आता है ना करने. तो चलेगी.
What was the film?
Huh?
What was
तीन और आधा. You can see it may be on तीन और आधा. 3.5 shots. Last shot is a sky here. I think you need to see lot of movies. Lot of movies. Not what is on Netflix, what is the special movies, yes, that. Please.
You believe that there is a distinction between film and cinema?
For academic purpose, yes. But otherwise, आपके बाल की खाल उतारनी तो मैं भी उतार देता हूँ. But you are making cinema. You. Favorite act. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है favorite act. Just what work you may do one time is good. You love it. You hack it. Yes, I like a lot of work of Nasir. He's a friend, and we were together last week. 4 days back we were together. He takes his work very seriously. You're not. You see, there is in actors' world, there's a definition of an actor, and we call it he has reached a flower stage. The stage where he's not acting. From his performance, fragrance only comes. He's not doing the gestures, but he is very present. And great actors, you will see. You see Oliver, you see film actors, you see Robert De Niro. You see their presence. Camera you can't hide. Camera sees everything what you're doing. Are you worried or in everything? And you see them there in command, the frame is in command. You cannot avoid not looking at them. So that stage is very difficult to arrive unless until you have an attitude to grow. Problem is our actors stop growing. They stop taking advantage. And not their fault. I challenge भी नहीं कुछ है क्या है challenge ओ बॉक्सिंग करना फिर फाइट करनी सीने पे गाना गाना है दैट इज द सी गाना नहीं होगा तो कुछ और होगा ये तो challenge for actors. But yes, in Bengali cinema I saw recently a film. I forgot the name. It's called Cinema Wala, I think. Amazing film. It's about this man in the Chota town who has a cinema hall. And he's showing these films. And it's not now, everybody has got at home. They can watch it. It's now dying. And his son is always telling him, okay, what change it is. Just make the commercial you. It's nice. Cinema is cinema. That boy, they will fight, and he starts becoming a black market is selling the small town tape series. It's making a lot of money. And one day, police arrives, and etc., etc. But he does not leave. But the performance of that main actor was amazing. Amazing performer. Or we had an actor in Bengal called what's his name? Sajit is cameraman. Yeah, actor.
Subru,
No, fabulous actor. He died recently. He's my favorite actor also. What is his name? ऐसे, you see, main actor of Pather Panch, yeah, Aparajita, or Charulata. You should watch each director's at least 2-3 films, not one, and then move to another director, then move to another director.
Mitru Chatterjee.
Huh? Soumitra Chatterjee, very fine, super actor.
What is like your favorite learnings after working in Indian cinema? Like something that you learned, which you picked, that you are very glad that we learned. Fluid case.
No, I don't think like that. Learning क्या है? Every day is a learning. You are teaching me.
मे बी नॉट लर्निंग यूजुअली डायरेक्टर्स के पास किससे बहुत होता है तो ऐसी कौन सी किसी की करी हुई बात या कोई ऐसी कहानी थी जो अभी तक आपके साथ रह गई
Accepting maybe film I did with Mernal Sen, or I did with I like doing with work of Manikol. His film which I did was called Sata Se Ushta Admi. That film. Right. See, where the demand on is not what you know. Demand on is what you don't know, and he wants you to do that. Like I tell you what he used to do when he used to take a shot. Camera is there and I have to eat. And I'm speaking dialogue there. He will disturb you. Camera is on. You are giving final performance. He says, that is a lovely word. It's looking great. And I started laughing. He says, Mani, what are you doing? He says, I'm deliberately doing it. So why? I sometimes feel you are acting and I'm my concentration hata deta hu main. So that you're straight. And suddenly he will, scene is over still, he'll keep camera on, he will not cut it. And then you start, naturally you improvise and you do something and keep on doing. And then he said, that was it. Because he makes you to do those things which is, he's a kuch to ka magic aayega. And that is sometimes like this. Director Bergman used to say, an actor ke liye, the final shot he will give is a 12th shot. 12th. Till then all his defenses are gone. All his techniques, training and thinking, bullshit, take it out. You're so sick, he's not telling you okay, he's not telling you okay. Till all your defenses are down, and that divine and spiritual thing may emerge on you. That's what they always do that. Each director has his own technique of doing. I did a commercial director with him, but I did an OTT with him. You might have seen, it's called Forgotten Army. It's on the INA Army, and we were shooting in Singapore and Southeast Asia, the jungles. And he sort of challenged me. There's a scene on the running train. You have to jump the running train. You have to run in the jungles. And I didn't know he had kept my double of mine with a beard every day, quietly sitting somewhere. And when I started running, and I didn't look at anybody, the place was there. And then when I had to do the shot of running, I jumped on the train. कुछ ऐसा तूफान नहीं था. Then the stunt man came to me. Where are your feet? This is why I had to hold you. So leave something for us. सर हमको कोई काम तो करने दो. देखो ना इसको 4 दिन से मेकअप किया हुआ है. मैं कहा अरे लोग मेरे लिए क्या था और क्या सर कुछ करने नहीं दे रहे हो. So then I gave him one thing which I didn't want to do because there was a risk in that involved in the line when he breaks his leg or something. So those directors, and they push you, they are pushing you. So, but it should not be that push that you don't understand him. You may break your leg.
So what's something that fill our minds by working on? What is something that we should keep in our mind while making films? That that will, like he said, that cinema hasn't had that breakthrough yet. So what is something that might help us out?
See, I think you're the fundamentals right first, whatever you do. You know what I mean by fundamentals? I always see in whether it is poem, whether it is painting, whether it is music, whether it is writing a drama or doing a film, how you arrange your time and space in your narrative. Did you understand? Huh? Yeah. Because this whole game is the grammar, is time and space. If it is a two, for example, I'll give you a film. Ad film you have seen? You must have seen ad films, of course you've seen. How much is the time for him to sell a product? 30 seconds? 40 seconds? And he has to tell the whole story. And effectively. And in the marketplace. So the person who is writing it is playing with time and space. Space is what you do inside its space. Locations, kahani, jo bhi hai. If that is correct, and that the film is exact. Huh?
Mike.
Okay. अब याद आया तुम्हें? Thank you. Yeah. You see, can you hear me now? Huh? Okay. Hello. What I mean by time and space, I gave you this one example. I'll give you another example. There is a writer in Urdu called Saadat Hasan Mantu. Please, you youngsters, get an English version of it and read his short stories. He's one of the greatest short stories in the world.
Can you repeat it?
Hmm?
Can you repeat?
सादत हसन मंटू बोलो किसी को भी मंटू की कहानियां. He writes it, and he became mad after partition. He couldn't stand this partition of the nation, and he died. 51. He died. He was very young. He has written. You know what happened when we got freedom? It was a bloodbath. In Delhi was, everywhere riots. Then he writes a short story. He has written many short stories. The shortest short story, which is still in my head. And I said, wow, what a story. He says, वो आया, words, minimum words. वो आया, सामने वो खड़ा हुआ, चाक को घोंपा, वो गिरा. छुरी से उसका नाड़ा काटा और बोला साला मिस्टेक हो गया. Tell me what is the story. This is a complete story grammatically. जो होता है ना grammar story लिखने का, is complete story. And see the anticlimax. साला mistake हो गया. Who killed whom? Was the Sikh killing a Muslim or a Muslim killing a Hindu? वो नहीं बोलता वो. Then when he kills him, you must know, because circumstantial happens to Muslim. We don't know. He says, साला mistake हो गया. किसको मारा? ये होता है time and space. The 3 sentences, my 4 sentences, my story is complete. And he was so arrogant. He said, कुछ भी subject दो, I'll give you a story right there. And he proved it to his friends. तो time and space का खेल है. You have to be very careful when you write your script. कितना लंबा है, मतलब मोटी भाषा, कितना लंबा है. अगर ज़्यादा खींचूंगा तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. और उसमें क्या क्या करूँगा मैं, वो टाइम तो पहले ही डिसाइड करोगे. इसी तरह पोएट भी होता है. जैसे नावल, एक नावल टॉल्स्टॉय लिखता था, इतनी मोटी नावल लिखता था ना, तो उसके पास बहुत टाइम था, क्योंकि वो ज़माना ही ऐसा था और कुछ था ही नहीं. वही लिखते थे. आज में शायद पढ़ेगा भी नहीं कोई पूरी नॉवल, तो उसको एडिट करके मिलाते हैं. तो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर इट इज टाइम एंड स्पेस किड. इट्स लाइक अ सीड. सीड है ना, अब मैं कोई भी सीड है, राजमा का बीन सीड, पी सीड. What is seed? What is seed? Can anybody tell me what is seed? Seed is a time bomb. In it is a plant or a tree. What is? Now you put it, give it time. It moves into space. छोटा होगा तो छोटा होगा, बड़ा हो तो बड़ा होगा, ट्री बनेगा, बड़ी नावल है, छोटी नावल, and at every stage he is complete. He grows little bit and the drama is there. First you don't see anything there. You put the time bomb, है ना, मैं इसको time bomb भी कहता हूँ, time bomb. You wait, अरे नहीं आ रहा यार. Suddenly you see two little tiny little leaves. खुल गया यार. And then it give it more time, it becomes a little longer. And because it has taken that much time and space, it moves up. और टाइम और स्पेस दे दो. बॉटनी वाले तो दूसरे कहेंगे इसको photosynthesis है. And you know, they will sit there. But for me, I see it is the best example to understand as, you know, time and space. By the time it comes to flower stage, flowers fall, the seed comes, story is complete. So now you have to keep in mind, मैं कौन सा seed बना रहा हूँ. What is my seed of my story? In fact, संस्कृत में तो कथा बीज कहते हैं इसको. What is the seed of my story? Then that will decide your time. तो वो अब अपनी समझ आया थोड़ा सा क्या. Painting होती है. Some people make small paintings. Some make huge paintings because the subject is so big. And then how they frame it, what color, what light, what they do with techniques they use. And then it's also, you have a mastery over lenses, you have a mastery over, you know, camera, understanding of the camera. And then actor is redundant, believe me. You don't need an actor for a second. You don't need an actor. There are films without actors. Great films. If you can get a chance to see a film called Glass. Glass. By oh man, this Glass. Was it Richard Attenborough's brother? Yeah, Richard Attenborough's brother.
He made it.
I think he made it. Because he was asked by a glass company to make an advertising film for them. He looked at the factory. He was on one condition, that you give me the permission, I want to make my own film also. Same material. So he did the advertising film, gave them the documentary. Then he makes a film. It's a highly mechanized making of the glass and the product. And there's a mechanical hand coming, picking up the bottle, tuck, tuck. Nowhere there is human being. And it's all mechanical. Suddenly this mechanical hand which is picking up the bottle from here, like this. At one point only he put, and bottle remains there, on the neck comes out. And what happens? Bottles break, bottles break, bottles break, bottles break. Bert Hans. He made another film called Zoo. And then come motion is a climax. He created without it. Suddenly a human hand enters. He removes this much and it moves again normally. So you'll understand the, you know, without actors, and see the impact of the film, what he created. Zoo is another film he made. You don't know who is in the zoo, human being or the animal. He shot it like that.
Glass you probably see in the documentary. Yeah, I'm going to show them Glass.
Must see Glass. Gotcha. देखा कहाँ गए. अगर मैं ही लेक्चर करता कोई बात नहीं बनती. I've gone and waver in a horizontal and curvy way. No more take a break. For filmmakers, if you are going to become filmmakers, you have to have a knowledge and understanding of many art forms. You must know music. science of music. Not only music, कितनी अच्छी धुन है. So what is music all about? Science of sound. Because music is not music, it's sound. Like I'll give you an example. When you hear मेरे अंगने में तुम्हारा क्या काम है जो ही गाते दा बस उसके आगे कुछ नहीं होता टाना 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 टा 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 टा. But now take a classical musician. एक बड़े बड़ा मुझे जैसे मेरे अंगने में तुम्हारा क्या काम है, ऐसी वो 1.5 घंटे गाएगा इसको. Only this line. And uninitiated who has not understanding of music, अरे क्या यार बोर कर दे तेरे में. But who wants to understand, he will understand what is this man doing. He is improvising all the time. Western music में everything is written. You can't go out of it. But Asian and Indian music particularly, there is a, the way you have to sing it, Arohi, Avrohi, beginning, middle, वो सब है. But there are portions in between where you improvise. And there the time and space is different. See, bhajan ka time and space is, Jai Mata ki, Jai Mata ki, Jai Mata ki. But here the time and space is up to the audience and the musician. If the audience sees his auditions are enjoying it, you will give heart and soul to it. He'll keep on improvising. He'll improvise it, take you to the different stage altogether. That is where he is so conscious, trained voice in sound. His vocal cords, they make sound. It's sound. Music को बुहार में हो जाओ. ऐसी कभी सुन लेना music कोई भी classical and concentrate on what is he doing with his voice. When he is giving a pause. And then it's informality. ओ कभी अब concert एक कहानी सुनाऊंगा मैं. मुगल आजम फिल्म का नाम सुना है ना तुम लोगों ने? हाँ. उसमें एक सलीम और इसका सीन है, मधुबाला का सीन है. उसमें रात पर खमीर गाय म्यूजिक चलेगा. They are spending night together. And the camera comes down of flowers. Beautifully, very romantic, extreme romanticism. Now the director called K.R. says, नहीं, ये कौन गाएगा गाना? तानसेन होता था उस ज़माने में जो गाता था उसके दरबार में, अकबर के दरबार में. आज का तानसेन बड़े गुलाम अली खां हैं, वो गाएगा. तो यार वो तो गाता नहीं ऐसी फिल्मों में. अरे गाएगा. So Naushad साहब म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर and they go to बड़े गुलाम अली खां साहब. आदाब हमसे मिलने आए कि हाँ बैठिए. And they come with the idea कि हमने एक फिल्म बनाई है खान साहब, हमसे चाहते हैं कि आप कहें एक गाना गाएं. इधर घर से निकलो, ये नाकाब काम हम नहीं करते, हटाओ निकलो यहाँ से. नहीं खान साहब उसका एक रिफ्रेम है वो हमें करने की. गाएंगे तो आप ही. अरे जब कैसे बदतमीज़ हैं आप, हम आपको कह रहे हैं हमने गाते नहीं, ऐसा काम थोड़ी करते हैं हम लोग. ये काम तो खंजरों का है, हमने क्या निकाल दिया. और फिर दूसरे दिन आ गए. अरे अब फिर आ गए. हम लोग को 3 days ही gave them hell. देव से नहीं सर गाना तो आपको ही है. डिटर्मिनेशन के लिए. अच्छा मैं बहुत पैसे लूँगा. कितने में 40,000 में. 40,000 बिग थी. सो हो गया चल. अरे मैं तो इसलिए कह रहा था कि आप जाएंगे, मुझे नहीं गाना गाना है. नो मानी वे ज़्यादा ही इंसिस्ट कर दिया. बिकेम वीक ऑलमोस्ट. सच्चा एक शर्त है, मैं पहले फिल्म देखूंगा. अब फिल्म से बम्बई आना पड़ेगा. हम बम्बई क्या करने आएंगे सर? हम आपको ले जाएंगे, आप आएंगे तो फिल्म दिखाएंगे इन शॉर्ट. जब फिल्म देखी कहता ये लड़की कौन है? अच्छा काम किया इसने. अच्छा काम है, बहुत अच्छा है. तो खान साहब गाएंगे. हाँ चले गाते हैं. मान गया. अब स्टूडियो में बैठे, तानपुरा चल रहा है, वो कर रहे हैं. खान साहब रुकिए, नहीं होगा, ये खाना रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है. अरे भाई हमारे बस का नहीं है ये करना है. हम तो कुछ बीच में कहते हैं वाह, तो ये भी नहीं चलता. तो इस पर भी झगड़ा हो गया. फाइनली उसे करने मुझसे नहीं होगा. आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू सिंग दिस सॉन्ग. दिस इज द आर्टिस्ट. फाइनली सर एक काम करो, मैं फिल्म देखूंगा और मैं गाऊंगा. एंड ही सॉ एंड ही स्टार्टेड इम्प्रोवाइजिंग. एंड दैट इज यू कैन लिसन टू दैट अलाप. So there are stories like when people do things. But you have to understand Western music कैसा है ईस्टर्न म्यूजिक कैसा, इंडियन क्लासिकल कैसा, ये सब चीज़ों का नॉलेज डायरेक्टर को होना चाहिए. Painting, what is the Indian way of painting? You have to all these folk क्या है हमारा? Because this is a civilization. हम जिसमें रहते हैं इंडिया, it's not just a one little country. It is 5 जिंदगियाँ भी कम हैं इसको समझने में, but कुछ तो समझोगे, कुछ तो जानोगे. So what I suggest to my students is always, यही training हो गई तुम्हारी, pick up your rucksack and little money with you and start trekking in the world. रुको ठीक है, खाना वाना मिल जाएगा रास्ते में, कोई भी खिलाई देगा तुझे कुछ ना कुछ गाँव में. And you will learn. That is what I said. When I'm most happy is with those subaltern people whom we always say, "Arey chhode yaar, ye gaon ka hai." They have the knowledge. They have it with them. And unfortunately, it's not documented. You know, I tell you a sad story. I work in Kashmir and I had these 2 great musicians and these Nagasram players. And I was begging to the government of India, record them. They are old now. And nobody has recorded them. It's not documented. And once something happens to them, this will be gone forever. And exactly that happened. They died recently, both of them brothers. And we don't have reference. I may have a little bit, he may have a little bit. Otherwise, nobody has it. And I saw one young musician who is learning this. Oh, सुन रहा था उनका कॉन्सर्ट और यूँ अपना फ़ोन रखा यूँ. तो मैं कहा मंजूर है क्या कर रहा है? कहता रसूल चचा बजा रहा है, कहाँ मिलेगा मुझे ये सीखने के लिए? तो he was, yes, some bit. So this is also big problem. It's तभी है कुछ, lot of it is dying. Lot of our folk music is dying. Lot of our instrument makers are dying, and they can never be made now. Lot of our pedagogies of learning are dying because it is ustad the person. It's not written the syllabus की किताब तो है नहीं. So that's dying. तो जितना हो सके catch it up and record it if you can. Whatever way.
There's this Instagram video going around nowadays, bro, of the last santoor maker of Kashmir. You say, na? Who's the guy we interviewed?
Yeah.
But stupidly, in the video, he's making a rawab. But it says last santoor maker of Kashmir.
There's no other, and we have made a film on him. It's on his long interview, and he said to science how it is made. He says it's not any other wood piece. It's from this tray. You can get this sound vibration only from this wood. Because the sitar is made of certain material. Each has a different specialization. No nail, nothing yet glued together. And then this instrument. So these sciences are going. So jitna ho sake. Do you go to these exhibitions, painting exhibitions? Do you? Where?
Indian Habitat Center.
Good. Triveni. Go. Open your mind. It's very important. Music concerts happen here in your college? Here? Invite. The way you invited me, invite musicians also. You should invite.
The music department.
Huh?
Music department नहीं है तो musician भी.
So they can always get a musician. उसमें क्या है?
I have one question about the new wave in India specifically. Why do you think that people, like, first question is, why do you think it didn't really sustain longer than that? As in, if you look at the French new wave, people are still cinema literate more than any other country or compared to us. Why do you think, like, people find that difficult?
You know, there are two things which I feel. First was, it happened almost much before it should have happened, you know, one. Second was, there were no support systems to it. Only support system came from Film Financial Corporation, now it's called NFDC. And NFDC, the moment this globalization came to us in India, you know, neoliberalism came, they were asked that you have to earn money, don't give money like that. So what did they do? They started making third-rate television serials, and so that they could sustain themselves, etc. And there was no money for the filmmakers to give them. And then the cost of the film making increased and they could not sustain this. So that is the major reason. Then second reason is the exhibition. Once you made the film, there is no cinema hall dedicated in every city. Only this kind of films will be shown here. Like in little place like Singapore, there's a one cinema hall is only shows these films, and it's packed every day. It's packed. Those who want to see, we had created it in Pragati Maidan. There was this they used to show all these films which I've been mentioning. You could come and see it every year. They showed. It's not gone, and I think this neoliberalism and globalization came with a strange kind of thing. We are going to be rich overnight. So everybody can make money, and the world is coming and dumping their money in India. And then we'll become rich. Then we'll do something. That never happened. They never came like that. They come with conditions. And with the result, these are the, what we call, unless until you have the institutions of art supporting art will die. French, you said, they are eternally committed to this. Whether there'll be even a fascist government, art will be there. It's not like us. We don't have that culture. And then the last thing which happened in this struggle to survive, to be meaningful, these directors also experimented in a very funny way. They thought if we get one actor or an actress from the mainstream cinema, that will give them a focus. And they did those films, but it never happened. With the result, what I would like to say to you is that if you want to, whatever you do in your life, whatever you want to do, think critically. Critical thinking is the key. Like I say, question is the key. Why is he acting like that? Now, what has happened? The kind of education that is coming, is everything's in your phone. In fact, yeah, no phone. बता देता कैसे पहुंचना है. But critical thinking is dying that way, and I think what is important is that we evaluate every time. For example, I'll ask a question. Do you read newspapers? There you are. Do you watch news every day? Yes. Huh? Which channel?
Easy.
Huh? No, I said, huh?
Only I say.
4 men.
No, she sees it on before.
तो फोन में भी कोई तो होगा जो भी बोल रहा है सुन लिया
Hey, can you tell me what's happening in the country? Socially and politically?
Protest in Kolkata.
ऊंचा बोलना.
Protest in Kolkata
About what?
about the rape case, the doctor rape case.
What is your take on that?
The doctors are protesting. The government is asking doctors to go back to the hospital. We're still protesting anyways. And
So what is your response to it?
What's your response as citizens? For what is happening? It happened in Faridabad the other day. Then it happened in Punjab also. It happened in Northeast also. Did he make a poster or a drawing in your notebook? Oh, you sleep very well, nicely at home. He doesn't touch you. He doesn't bother you. It's not my story. What I have got to do with it? अरे पता नहीं उधर हो रहे पागल लोग हैं. You know, 2 years back there was a big 4-month strike right here at 1 kilometer away from you. 4 months. It was like a Shaheen Bagh happened here. Why did that happen? Huh?
सही बात तो साल हो
कितने 3-4 साल हो गए कोविड से पहले हुए.
months that's it.
No, sorry. No, what I'm trying to tell you is, how can you just be doing your design and other things and not knowing what is happening around you in your time and space? Even art space is different. Art does not come from heavens. You create all these images from the materials you have. And if you don't see at those materials, say it doesn't touch me. It doesn't know, मुझे क्या करना है इसके साथ, मेरा तो सब ठीक है. It doesn't happen the way this happened in many countries till it reached to your houses, to their houses. Then there was कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया. Criticality is very important. When I talk time and space, not in that way. What poem you do write or a filmmaking if you don't know the time and space you are living in?
How is your work relevant if it's not
It comes finally to the relevance.
criticism? Like that's what Anamika Ji was there yesterday. That's exactly what she was saying. Like she researched the labor, the dreams that were also contextualized कि ये बिहारी labor है कि दिल्ली से आया है कि क्या है क्योंकि वो फिल्म में एक interesting point of view इसीलिए था क्योंकि वो इतनी rooted थी in the old Delhi context, in the stories of these people. That's why it's so interesting.
The point is not that you have to become political. Political party join करना नहीं वो नहीं करना. But you have to be conscious हो क्या रहा है. अगर पानी
आई थिंक आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट फिल्म तो इवन यू आर्ची तो फ्लॉप ही हो गई ना जो उसने बनाई थी दिस पारा अख्तर मेड अ फिल्म कॉल्ड जोया अख्तर सॉरी मेड अ फिल्म कॉल्ड आर्चीज विद इंडियन actors basically kids of actors but about sort of the story of like American Archie comics it didn't work because it's not rooted in anything it's not real to anybody
वही है ना जो मैं कहता हूँ whatever you design or whatever you make, whatever, ask why you are making it. It's very important to ask why. And if you can answer why, you will know how to make it. So as a citizen, as a human being, you have to be knowing what is happening.
If you can tell them why it's important to appreciate the cinema which was the whatever cinema that we were talking about so far.
Wow.
Not just new wave but also appreciating the craft which comes from the older films. Because what I've observed is the patience is not there to go through the longer takes, to sit through the textbook films which are difficult to watch.
No, I don't believe in that. We are different species. We are the makers. We are the change makers. We will change it. If I can't really watch a film which is a great film for 2 hours, then I'm not in this media. Why should I do it? It's for the layman. Oh, labor, अरे आ गाना नहीं आया मैं फिल्म छोड़ रहा मैं बीड़ी पी के जाऊँगा. That attitude cannot be with the people who are creative people. Creative people have an attitude. And when you talk about this craft that came into it. And the point is that it is a conspiracy also of the technology to make you jaldi jaldi chahiye, jaldi jaldi chahiye, jaldi chahiye. Can they manufacture a baby in 5 months? इतना तो किया है करके दिखा दे. There are certain fundamental principles, you know. And I think my take is very different. You may not agree with it. I think we are becoming a colonized country now. With this idea of, we are making an infrastructure and everything, all things. But what? For whom? For the rich. What is for the poor in this country? And if the poor come tomorrow on the streets, what can you do? I saw this labor, farmers protest came once, many years back, from western UP. They sat on the India Gate lawns for 10 days. Government had to provide food, pani, sab kuch. And they said, we don't want to go. Hookah pee rahe the din bhar, hamara faisla karo. It is possible. Believe me, it can come. They have been stopped at the border. They are still like in Assam border. They will come here. It's their country also. It's not my country only. अगर उनके साथ injustice हो रहा है, you have to sort it out. And as a creative person, I must know what is going on. It's very important for us. Whether I am for them or that's a different issue. But पता तो होना चाहिए innocence कहाँ काम आएगी. For a creative man, that innocence is not a virtue. He can't say he doesn't touch me, why should I do it? What Pakistan में हो रहा है उसका हम पे कश्मीर में जो हो रहा है मैं भुगता हूँ. I know what has happened. And it's very easy for what's in Assam, हाँ पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है. Now, I'm talking a little politics, please allow me. Now, our minister and prime minister said Bangladesh is coming, they are worms. Isn't it? They said that worms, do you know? ये worms है यहाँ आते बांग्लादेशी काम करने के वगैरह. Now Bangladesh has gone upside down. And they're telling this prime minister of ours whom you have kept to send it back. They don't know what to do here. They may create problems for us. There were all our terrorist units People who were on the northeast were with them in their jungles. They were coming and disappearing in those jungles. So it is, everything is interconnected. It's not कि isolated, कुछ नहीं isolated है. At least सोचो, know this is happening. You don't have to, you don't take part, you don't like to take part, don't take part. It's not necessary, you have a condition. But yes, you cannot be a creative person or a person who is making things or doing things that you have, don't know. हवा में बात करते कोई नहीं करता है. Even the great painter like Picasso, he was in isolation doing paintings. Guernica painting is still there. Any questions? Yes.
Is there any like which are some of the films that motivated you a lot that you felt are very unique, like nothing like this I have ever seen before?
I am?
Films that you were like, yes, मैंने कुछ नहीं देखा पहले.
Yeah, when I saw Tarkovsky. Tarkovsky is a Russian filmmaker who died, but he is a very, 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 very different filmmaker. And the irony of it is all, he made this film during the totalitarian, oppressive government of the Soviet Union. He could make those films. Then he had to run away from the country. He left the country. But see these films. Actually, there is a huge lot. ये तो कितनी बताऊंगा मैं कितनी 200 films. I can make a list for you guys.
Guys, you like recommended watch list दे देंगे.
Not just देखिए जब भी मिलेगा मौका देख लेना. इस तो क्या आज ही शुरू हो जाएगा अभी. But take your time and but take यार ये करना है. अगर हम कर पाए तुमने क्यों नहीं कर पाओगे. हमारे पास तो कुछ भी नहीं होता था. उनके पास तो जेब में है सब कुछ.
प्लस दिल्ली में हैबिट टाइम में तो फ्री फिल्म फेस्टिवल्स होते. So I used to live at film festival. चार फिल्में एक दिन में. तब तो it was not harder to access all these people.
See, एडवेंचर बहुत ज़रूरी है. मतलब हम लोग तो म्यूज़िक कॉन्सर्ट में जो यहाँ होते थे ऑल नाइट होते थे और हमें अपना एक चादर लेके पहुँचते थे, कुछ भी खाया, ब्रेड पकौड़ा खाया और रात भर 4 बजे सुबह तक म्यूज़िक सुनते थे. भीमचंद जोशी, मोहब्बत का सुनते थे, विलायत खान को सुनते थे. एंड it's still happening. We should. Up to you can watch it at home also. You can listen to it at home. This is everywhere now. Media is there. ज़्यादा काम होता है यहाँ क्या? प्रेशर. देखो मैं तुमको एक एग्जांपल बताऊंगा. मैं एक बार था ये अपना देहरादून में मिलिट्री एकेडमी है, हाँ, जहाँ से हमारे सेकंड लेफ्टिनेंट्स बनते. It is my God. They make minced meat out of those boys. Really. Anywhere you are standing, at anywhere, it's a huge area, it's a jungle, बहुत कुछ. अगर उसने ज़रा सा भी गड़बड़ किया, somebody will scream at him. So he's all the time disciplined. Huh? I was doing we got a permission to shoot there, and naturally those young kids were with me in the parade, and in the evening they came to my room. Huh? And they want to have a beer. They sneaked in quietly आगे कमरे में. I opened beer for them. Suddenly they heard motor bicycle. Da 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 da. Kadia was there. One of the officers. They would have been packed up. You know what they did? I'm still looking. They went to the bathroom and I see they have disappeared. Half of this, there was this ventilator, they jumped out quietly. Next morning I said, sir, would have finished. Would have been thrown back home. इतनी मेहनत के बाद उसका एक एग्जाम्पल था. I was one of the cadets there, shooting with the cadets. तो शाम को खत्म हुआ, मैंने बाइसिकल पकड़ी तो मैं चल जा रहा हूँ. शॉर्ट्स नीचे पहने थे मेरे. Suddenly there's one more Lambretta. Hey, you son of a bitch, stop! तो वो कौन है बताइए. I said, look, I'm an actor. I don't give a damn. This is my campus. We will be indisciplined here. So करना क्या था, मुझे कुछ नहीं था. मैं जाना था. मुझे सिर्फ, मुझे क्या पता है कौन ऑफिसर. मुझे बाइसिकल चलाते सिर्फ करना था यूं. तो सर चल रहा था मैं. I had to know it even. So he didn't. Then I asked them a question. I said, इतना डिसिप्लिन है, तुम लोगों को सांस लेने की भी जगह नहीं है. मैंने कहा नहीं सर, आप हमारी कैंटीन आ जाओ. तो मैं गया कैंटीन में no officer can enter this their area, and you go there, legs on the table, cigarette, ये जो कर रहा है. So even in that discipline, they will do things without offer. So तुम लोगों को भी कुछ तो होना चाहिए कि ये नहीं कि बिल्कुल एक लीक पर चलते रहो तो अच्छे बच्चे हो, ऐसा नहीं होता है. बच्चा वही अच्छा होता है जो क्वेश्चन पूछता है, ये क्यों है, वो क्यों है, तो do that.